Take a complete look at the journey through the 13 dynasties of the ancient capital of Xi'an in one sitting. Its history spans over a millennium, lasting 1.140 years of dynamic changes. The Western Zhou dynasty began in 1057 BCE and ended in 771 BCE, lasting about 286 years. This dynasty emerged from the Lus Plateau and then moved to Zhouyuan, located at the foot of Mount Qi, which corresponds to today's Xi'an and Fufing counties. In 1096 BCE, King Wen of Zhou, Jichang, led his forces to defeat the state of Chong, after which he moved the capital from Qizhou to the western banks of the Feng River. Later, King Wu of Zhou, GFA, established the capital on the eastern bank of the Feng River. In the Battle of Mai in 1046 BCE, the Zhou dynasty defeated the Shang and established the capital in this location, which is southwest of present-day Xi'an, marking the beginning of Xi'an's role as a capital city. In 771 BCE, King Yu of Zhou lit signal fires to play tricks on the feudal lords, causing the Duke of Qin and the Qin-Han tribe to revolt and kill him, leading to the fall of the Western Zhou. Next came the Qin dynasty, which started in the 12th year of Duke Xiao of Qin in 350 BCE and ended in 207 BCE, lasting about 144 years. The ancestor of the Qin state was Qin Fizi, a descendant of the famous General Philian under King Zhou of the Shang dynasty. In 905 BCE, because Qin Fizi excelled in horse breeding, King Xiao of Zhou granted him a fiefdom, where he founded the Qin state. During the reign of King Yu of Zhou, the Qin-Han tribe attacked Haojing, and Duke Xiang of Qin earned merit by defending the Zhou, for which he was granted the title of feudal lord and named his state Qin. In 350 BCE, Duke Xiao of Qin established the capital at Xianyang. Later, Qin Shi Huang unified China and retained the name Qin for his unified dynasty, establishing the Qin dynasty, with Xianyang remaining as the capital. He implemented the commandery county system nationwide and set up local administrative regions within the capital region, distinct from other outer commanderies. At that time, Xi'an was established as an inner administrative district. In 207 BCE, at the Guanzhong Dam, King Xiying of Qin rode a white horse, dressed in wide white robes, and tied a white cord to a well, holding the imperial jade seal and the He Shi jade disc. Beginning in 202 BCE, the Western Han dynasty lasted until the year 8, spanning approximately 210 years. After the fierce wars between Han and Chu, in 202 BCE, Liu Bang defeated Xiang Yu, king of Western Chu, and founded the Han dynasty in Dingtao, Shandong, known as the Western Han. Initially, Liu Bang set the capital in Luoyang, but after the Battle of Baideng in 200 BCE, he followed the advice of Liu Jing and chose Guanzhong as the capital, constructing Chang'an on the old site of Haojing from the Western Zhou, bringing together over 100,000 officials, descendants of the 6 feudal states, and powerful families. In the year 9, Wang Mang usurped the throne, bringing an end to the Western Han. The 4th period was the Xi'an dynasty, also known as the Wang Mang dynasty, beginning in the year 8 and overthrown in 23, lasting about 15 years. Since the reign of Emperor Chang of Han, the government had gradually fallen into the hands of the Wang clan, an influential in-law family. Wang Mang, with great ambition, deposed Crown Prince Liu Ying and declared himself emperor in the year 9, establishing the Xi'an dynasty with the capital at Chang'an. However, Wang Mang's reforms intensified internal conflicts, leading to peasant uprisings. In 23, the Lulan army entered Chang'an. Wang Mang was killed in the chaos, and the Xi'an dynasty collapsed. The 5th period was the Eastern Han, lasting from 23 until 190, when Dong Zhuo moved the capital to Chang'an, lasting around 6 years, after the Lulan army overthrew the Xi'an. In 25, Liu Xiu, a descendant of Emperor Jing of Han, restored the Han dynasty, known as the Eastern Han. This dynasty established the capital at Luoyang. Towards the end of the Eastern Han, the Yellow Turban Rebellion broke out, and military conflict between warlords caused the nation to fall into fragmentation. In 190, Dong Zhuo killed Emperor Shao of Han and Empress Dowager He, forcing Emperor Xi'an of Han to relocate the capital to Chang'an, bringing this tumultuous period to a close for the dynasty. After Dong Zhuo was killed, in 196, Emperor Xian of Han returned to Luoyang, marking about 6 years of governance in Chang'an. The sixth period is Western Jin, beginning when Sima Yan moved the capital to Chang'an in 313 and ending when the Western Jin fell in 316, lasting about 4 years. At the end of the Eastern Han period, the three kingdoms, Wei, Shu, and Wu divided the land, with Wei controlling the central plains and being the most powerful. In 249, Sima Yi launched the Gaoping Tomb incident, seizing control over the Chao clan. By 266, Sima Yan ascended to the throne, renamed the country Jin, known as the Western Jin, and established the capital at Luoyang. In 280, Western Jin defeated Eastern Wu, uniting the three kingdoms. In 312, the rebellion of Yongjia erupted, and later Zhao troops attacked Luoyang, capturing Emperor Huai. The following year, Emperor Min of Jin, Sima Yi, ascended the throne in Chang'an. In 316, later Zhao attacked Chang'an, and Emperor Min surrendered and was killed soon after, leading to the fall of Western Jin. The seventh period is later Zhao, established by the Xiongnu noble descendant Liu Yao, lasting from 318 to 329, about 11 years. After the fall of Western Jin, the Central Plains fell into the hands of the Xiongnu, initiating over a century of chaos with the emergence of over 20 states, among which the 16 most powerful were called the 16 Kingdoms of the Five Barbarians. In 304, Lu Yuan, a descendant of the southern Xiongnu Chanyu, rose in revolt, declaring himself king of Han Inzwa state. In 308, Lu Yuan declared himself emperor, naming his kingdom Han, later called Han Zhao or later Zhao. In 316, later Zhao troops captured Chang'an, leading to the fall of Western Jin. In 318, Lu Tsong died, and Lu Yao, the commander of Chang'an, upon hearing of unrest in Pingyang, proclaimed himself emperor, set the capital in Chang'an, and renamed the state Zhao. In 328, Shi Lu led his army to defeat Lu Yao, killing him and his sons, Lu Shi and Lu Yen, forcing them to abandon Chang'an and flee north. In 329, later Zhao forces advanced to capture Shanghui. The former Qin dynasty spanned from 351 to 394, approximately 43 years. During the Eastern Jin and 16 Kingdoms period, the south remained relatively unified and stable under Eastern Jin, while the north was chaotic due to the struggles among the 16 kingdoms of the five barbarians. In 350, Pu Hong, a Di chieftain, seized Guanzhong and declared himself Grand Commander. In 354, his third son, Fu Jian, ascended the throne in Chang'an and declared himself emperor the following year, naming the state Qin, later known as Former Qin. Under Fu Jian, Former Qin defeated states like Former Yan and Former Liang, unifying the north. In 383, Former Qin launched an attack on Eastern Jin, clashing at the Battle of Feishui. Fu Jian's forces were disastrously defeated in this battle, and the northern territories previously controlled by Former Qin quickly broke away, leading to division once again in the region north of the Yellow River, culminating in Former Qin's fall in 394. Following Former Qin was later Qin, existing from 384 to 417, for about 34 years. After the Battle of Feishui, the north returned to chaos, and Guanzhong was left defenseless. The Chang leader Yao Chang rebelled north of the Wei River, establishing later Qin and setting the capital at Beidi. In 385, Yao Chang killed Fu Jian, and a year later moved the capital to Chang'an, naming the state Qin, known as later Qin. In 417, Eastern Jin forces entered Chang'an, and Yao Hong and his family surrendered to Luyu, leading to the fall of later Qin. The 10th period is Western Wei, lasting from 535 to 556, about 22 years. After the collapse of Former Qin, Tuoba Gui established the state of Dai in Yozhuan in 386 and later renamed it Wei, known as Northern Wei, with the capital at Pingqing. Later, Emperor Xiaowen of Northern Wei, Tuoba Hong, moved the capital to Luoyang. In 534, Northern Wei was divided into Eastern Wei and Western Wei, with Western Wei setting the capital at Chang'an and Eastern Wei at Yi. Yuan Tai supported Emperor Xiaowu of Northern Wei, Tuoba Tuesday, a grandson of Emperor Xiaowen, to ascend the throne, establishing Northern Wei. His younger brother, Prince Tuoba Bao, later established Western Wei. In 551, after Tuoba Bao passed away, Yuan Tai appointed Crown Prince Tuoba Xin as emperor, but 3 years later deposed him in favor of Tuoba Kwa. In 556, Yuan Tai died, and the following year the Yuan clan seized power, founding Northern Zhou, marking the end of the Western Wei dynasty. Northern Zhou lasted from 557 to 581, around 24 years. After Western Wei was founded, real authority remained with Yuan Tai. In 557, Yuan Tai supported his son, Yuan Ju, to become emperor, establishing Northern Zhou with its capital at Chang'an. That same year, Northern Zhou conquered Northern Qi, unifying northern China and setting a solid foundation for the unification achieved later by the Sui dynasty. In 581, Yang Jian deposed Emperor Jing of Zhou, proclaimed himself emperor, and established the Sui dynasty, ending Northern Zhou. The Sui dynasty existed from 581 to 618, lasting about 38 years. In 581, Yang Jian overthrew Northern Zhou and founded the Sui dynasty, constructing a new capital, Daxing, in Chang'an. In 589, the Sui defeated the Qin dynasty, with Sui forces advancing into Jiankong and capturing Chun Shubao. The following year, regions such as Lingnan and Chuzhou were brought under Sui control, ending more than 280 years of division that had persisted since the Western Jin. In 604, Emperor Yang of Sui, Yang Guang, ascended the throne and moved the capital to Luoyang a year later. In 618, a coup took place, killing Emperor Yang of Sui and bringing an end to the Sui dynasty. The Tang dynasty spanned from 618 to 907, lasting approximately 289 years. In 618, after Emperor Yang of Sui was killed, Li Yuan deposed the puppet emperor of Sui and proclaimed himself emperor in Chang'an, founding the Tang dynasty. The Tang dynasty renamed Daxing to Chang'an and carried out extensive renovations and expansions. Due to Empress Wu Zetian's brief Zhou dynasty, the capital was temporarily moved to Luoyang. Chang'an developed into a vast city covering 84 square kilometers, becoming the largest metropolis in the world at the time. The city of Chang'an was meticulously planned with a symmetrical layout, encompassing the imperial city, forbidden city, and outer city, serving as a model for future dynastic capitals. In 904, Zhu Wen forced Emperor Zhaozong of Tang to move the capital to Luoyang, and in 907 compelled Emperor Ai of Tang to abdicate, establishing the later Liang, which marked the end of the Tang dynasty. Thus began the 5 dynasties and 10 kingdoms period, during which Chang'an suffered severe damage and never again served as the capital for later dynasties.